Welcome to OLevels Economics Unit 13 Market Economic System. In a market economic system, resources are allocated automatically through the price mechanism. Changes in price are determined by the interaction of demand and supply, and these price changes guide how resources are used. As consumer demand changes and costs of production vary, resources are constantly moving from less popular products to those with rising demand. When demand for a product increases, its price tends to rise, encouraging firms to increase production and attract more resources. Conversely, when demand falls, prices decrease and resources move away from that product. For example, if demand for air travel rises while demand for sea travel falls, higher prices in air travel and lower prices in sea travel will encourage firms to transfer resources from sea transport to air transport. Competition and incentives play a crucial role in the functioning of a market economic system. One of the main advantages of this system is consumer choice. When many firms produce the same product, consumers are able to choose which producer to buy from, giving them power over what is produced. This concept is known as consumer sovereignty. Competition can be actual, where many firms already operate in the market, or potential, where firms can easily enter or leave the industry. The threat of consumers switching to cheaper firms or new firms entering the market forces producers to keep prices low and costs under control. Firms that succeed in reducing costs and meeting consumer preferences are considered efficient and are rewarded with higher profits, while inefficient firms suffer losses and may leave the market. This system of rewards and punishments is often described as the carrot and stick of the market economy. The market economic system also affects labour markets. Workers can increase their chances of earning higher wages by developing skills that are in high demand, working harder, accepting more responsibility, or being willing to change jobs or locations. However, workers who lack suitable skills, are unwilling or unable to work, or are geographically or occupationally immobile, may earn low incomes or no income at all. This highlights how income in a market system depends heavily on how well individuals respond to market signals. The private sector consists of businesses owned by individuals or shareholders and is driven by the profit motive. These firms respond directly to changes in market forces. The public sector, on the other hand, is controlled by the government and includes government services and state-owned enterprises, also known as nationalized industries. Unlike private firms, the government's main objective is usually to improve the welfare of the population rather than to maximize profit. A market economic system offers several important advantages. It is highly responsive to changes in consumer demand, as consumers have the power to decide what is produced. Resources move quickly and automatically due to the information provided by price changes, the incentives of rising profits and wages, and the punishment faced by firms that ignore changes in demand. The system also provides a wide range of choice for consumers, firms, and workers. Competition and the profit motive encourage efficiency, helping to keep costs and prices low. Firms that produce goods at the lowest cost are able to charge lower prices, sell more, and earn higher profits, while inefficient firms are forced out of the market. Competition can also improve quality, as firms attempt to attract consumers by improving their products and methods of production. Despite these advantages, a market economic system can fail to achieve the best outcomes for society. Market failure may occur when consumers and firms consider only their own private costs and benefits and ignore the wider impact of their actions. For example, individuals may smoke despite harming others, or firms may pollute rivers to reduce costs. Competition may also be weak if a market becomes dominated by one or a few large firms, reducing choice and allowing prices to rise while quality falls. In some cases, firms may want to respond to consumer demand, but are unable to do so because workers lack the necessary skills or are unwilling to move to where jobs are available. Some goods and services will not be provided by the private sector at all. Products, such as national defense, benefit everyone, including those who do not pay for them. This creates the free rider problem, where people can enjoy the benefits without contributing to the cost. As it is not possible to exclude non-payers, private firms have no incentive to produce these goods. In addition, advertising can distort consumer choice by encouraging people to buy products they do not need, and a lack of information can lead to inefficient decisions by both consumers and producers. The market economic system can also lead to unequal and unfair outcomes. Income distribution may be very uneven, with some people earning very high incomes while others live in poverty. The sick, disabled, elderly, and unemployed may struggle to earn incomes. Over time, inequality can increase, as high-income earners are able to save and invest, earning interest and dividends, while low-income earners cannot afford to save. Children from wealthier families are also more likely to earn higher incomes in the future due to better education and resources, reinforcing inequality across generations. Allocative efficiency occurs when resources are allocated in a way that maximizes consumer satisfaction. This means producing the goods and services that consumers want in the correct quantities. When supply matches demand, allocative efficiency is achieved. If too few resources are allocated, a shortage occurs, and if too many resources are allocated, a surplus arises. In a market economic system, changes in prices help remove shortages and surpluses, guiding the market toward allocative efficiency. Competition strengthens this process, as firms that respond better to consumer demand gain market share and profit, while others lose sales and may exit the market. Productive efficiency is achieved when firms produce at the lowest possible cost per unit. In competitive markets, firms have strong incentives to minimize waste and reduce costs in order to survive. Firms with higher costs than their rivals will lose customers and may be forced out of the market. When firms are productively efficient, resources are used fully and effectively. If all producers in an economy are productively efficient, the economy will operate on its production possibility curve. When resources such as labor and capital are underused or misallocated, the economy is productively inefficient. Dynamic efficiency refers to the efficient use of resources over time. The profit motive and the threat of failure encourage firms to invest in research and development, introduce new production methods, and develop improved products. Firms that innovate are more likely to gain higher profits and grow, while those that fail to adapt risk losing competitiveness and being driven out of the market. In reality, no economy is purely market based or fully planned. All economies are mixed to some extent, containing both private and public sectors. Countries such as Sweden are often described as mixed economies due to the significant roles of both sectors. The United States is commonly seen as a market economy because most land and capital are privately owned, and market forces play a major role in decision making, despite some government involvement. In contrast, North Korea is largely a planned economy, with the government owning most resources and making key economic decisions. Over time, many countries have changed their economic systems. During the 1980s and 1990s, countries such as the United Kingdom and New Zealand reduced government involvement by privatizing state-owned enterprises, deregulating markets, and lowering taxes. Eastern European countries, including Poland and Russia, shifted from planned economies toward market economies, leading to greater consumer choice and improved product quality, but also increased inequality and poverty. More recently, countries such as China and India have expanded the role of market forces, while some Latin American countries have increased government intervention in their economies. In summary, in a market system, changes in prices shift resources from less popular products to more popular ones. Competition and incentives such as higher profits and wages play a key role. A market economy reflects consumer tastes, offers greater choice, and promotes efficiency, lowering prices and improving quality. However, disadvantages include market power abuse, resource immobility, poverty, and output not reflecting full costs and benefits. A market system rewards efficiency, and allocative, productive, and dynamic efficiency are key features. Thanks for watching.